flag yellowtail. Look how big these suckers are. They are beautiful, man. Got my limit. Got 10 snappers. They're all floating up in there somewhere. So, yeah, it's a phenomenal day. Welcome to this week's episode of Captain's Quarters.
Hey folks, welcome to this week's episode of Captain's Quarters. Today I want to take you through how we caught those beautiful yellowtail. Just a couple of things to consider. You need weight, you need hooks. In this case, I was using treble hooks as well. And there's a couple of options. I would go with the 3-way. That makes you then have to hand line the fish, because this is going to come in first. And the fish is still 30, 40 feet away. And then you need leader. So I've got two different types of, I like the suffix. And it's nice and soft and doesn't retain too much memory. So got 60, 80 pounds. I like the 80, mainly because there's just less tangles. 60 is more than enough. You could run into some nice pieces out there. So you want to be able to horse them up if you need to. Now, and so in talking about horsing them up, I've been going with lighter hooks, if you will, skinnier hooks for this kind of fishing. Because, my target is yellowtail and mutton snapper. They're not going to straighten these hooks out. You'll be fine with these hooks. This is the octopus, my favorite for this kind of application. I will go with circle hooks, smaller circle hooks, right? Most of these fish, these yellowtails specifically, are being caught on the trebles. Originally, I used to go with really small trebles. Okay, I think you see it there. But they're really small. I mean, compared to these bigger ones that I'm using now. Okay, and the reason I've gone to the bigger ones is a lot of these bigger buttons are straightening these out. Okay, and I've gone to this is like an intermediate size. These work fine too. I've gone to these 4X strong, and I'm catching no less fish, to be honest. So why not? They're almost the same size as a circle hook. Works great for me. I recommend you use them. You'll see the results. 12 ounces is typically enough, but I've been experimenting with these 2-pound or 32-ounce weights. They really hold your line right on the bottom. When you go with 8, 10, 12 ounces, there's the teardrop weights that you can use that are 24 ounces, 20 ounces. I use those a lot. You got to let more slack out because the line. So now you have more of a scope, and you have a tendency to potentially snag. With the 32, I am straight down. Obviously not when there's a lot of wind and a lot of current. So one of the things to consider when you're doing this kind of fishing is how much wind is there, in what direction is the wind going, and is that going to speed up the drift? So the very first thing I do is I look to see how fast the boat is drifting in neutral. So go to neutral, wait a couple minutes for the boat to stop moving from the engine forces, and then figure out how fast you're going. 2 miles per hour is primo. This 3-pound weight will hold you right at the bottom. Just give it a couple of cranks, watch it, make sure that it's not snagging. As soon as it touches that bottom, crank it up. Give it 1 or 2 cranks, and you're going to be right there in the strike zone. Okay. So I'm going to walk you through how to do this. I mean, I use uniknots. You'll see here on the weight itself, I've got about an arm's length. This is my span is about 5 feet. So this is about 4 or 5 feet is what you want as far as you tie that right to your 3-way swivel, right? I do a uni knot, right? Just over the hands, put them together there. I do four twists, if you will. 2, 3, 4, wet it, pull it through, nice and tight, okay, and then just cut that tag in off. The other one goes to the rod, and then this one will go to your leader. So the leader here, you're going to go, I'm not going to tie it, but you're going to go 40 feet. You can get away with 30. You want, you'll be fine. The boat is drifting. You want the fish to disassociate the actual bait from the weight. So that weight hits the bottom, it tugs on it. It seems to work really well. So then I am gonna show you this part here. So we'll use the octopus rig here, size hook. We're gonna go with the uni knot again, four twists if you or 4 loops, 2, 3, right, 4, right. Get rid of that tag end. All right, that's your end right there. Now we want to attach your treble hook. So cut yourself off, I say a piece of about that's like 12 inches long, just so you can work it, right? And that's going to help you tie it. Is the pliers are killing me. All right, so let's go with your treble. I would say get the treble hook first. I love the uni knot, if you will, simplest thing in the world to do. Once you've done it a gazillion times like me. All right, 2, 3, 4 times. All right. Let's go ahead and cut that tag in. I'm gonna tell you this length. This guy's at the end of its rope. All right. Then now you can measure here. So, okay. So what I do here on here now, if you look at the hook here, you'll see on that end it's got an open. That's where they bent it, if you will. So what you want to do is you want to fold that over to that end, right? So that you can just tie your hook straight up in here, your treble hook. Right? You're going to be able to tie that in there, and since it's gonna trail, you want it to trail. I'd say that's fine. The reason is you're going to be using a ballyhoo typically, and the ballyhoo's not going to be that long, right? This goes into the beak side, and then this, what you do is you make sure there's a bow in it. Because if you don't, if that's really, really tight there, if it's real short like this, and you hook it into the flaps, it's going to bend the fish. So give yourself some room, right? So when you're tying these, by the way, when you're tying them, whatever you've marked, it's gonna stretch a little further. So I'm gonna get a short. See how short I went there? I went maybe, I don't know, 3-4 inches. Then I tie my uni knot right there, and you'll see now when you tie it, you stretch it, if you will, it'll give you the length that you're looking for. Right? Wet it. These treble hooks, man, they are nasty. See, I got the length there. Now what you do is you roll that guy down, and you bring your main line up. Remember, this is the main line. This is kind of, get it out of the way so you can see what we're talking about. This knife. This thing has got nothing left. All right. And I'm not going to cut that tag in there. So there you go. This goes to the three-way swivel, right? And then there's your trailing hook. That right there, the fish gets in, let's say under the mouth, centered in the top. I'll show you that in this video. And then this guy, with a little bit of a bow, right? With a little bit of a bow, hooks right into the flap. And that fish comes behind, right? And it's going to eat that. And you'll see, we're very successful with that. And I hope you are too. Thanks for joining. Make sure you hit the subscribe and the like on this. Thank you for joining us today. Till next time.
Oh God, first fish. Nice, man. Real nice. First fish. Take a line. Hopefully it's a big mud, and I hope it's not a shark. First drop. Heavy, man. That's heavy. Nice fish, guys. I'm hoping it's a grouper, actually. That's what I'm hoping. Heavy fish, very heavy. This rod, that is. Take it line. I'm not giving up. Very first drop. Gotta love it. That's a heavy dude right there. See him down there. Got a visual. Might be a shark. Good long. It's not floating up. If it was floating up, be good. Staying down there. Very sharky. Very sharky. Long. Super long. Kingfish maybe? That's a kingfish. In my gaff. I think it's gonna be a king, guys. Big one too. Nice. Looks a nice fish. Gotta pay attention to him here. Gotta pay attention to him here. He's gonna want to take off. He's gonna want to take off here shortly. There's an akuda. Come up there. There's an akuda. He's about hooked. What he's gonna like this? He likes these. Big good, man. Here we go. Big guy. First fish. Not what I wanted. But he's going in the fish boxes. My neighbor loves them. Trying to be 25 pounds on him. Big dude. Named Peppered over there. Already got one flag on board. It's been a while since I've done this. Kind of wondering if I remembered how to do it. So we got one. Got a big cuda. And another enormous hit that I'm kicking myself because I thought it was could definitely have been a black grouper. It just broke my line. I played tug of war with it. That's what you have to do. If not, it'll take you into the rock. So, I don't know. Kind of hurt. Kind of thinking twice about that one. That one hurt. Big monster hit. So good. Today's the bite is hot. They're chewing for sure. I might have got my bait taken from me already. Kind of flirting with disaster there with the line so close to the bottom there. I think I'm getting. Oh, that's a fish. That's a fish. Yeah, buddy. I don't know if that is going to be a yellowtail or a mutton. I'm going to call yellowtail because it's swimming up now. You want to crank them up, man? I've got a freaking monster cuda. So I'm just cranking this guy as fast as I can to get him up. He's not fighting too much now, so I'm thinking one of those flagtails. He's just swimming up. He's giving me some resistance now. I think it's just that. Yeah, I picked up this weed here. All right, let's see what we got, guys. What do we get? Oh, he's fighting me. Oh, I gotta bring him up quick. I think he's getting eaten. Or either that or he's actually a mutton, I think. He's a mutton. He's fighting me. What we got? I don't know. What we got here? Oh, we got ourselves a... Is that a cuda or a king? It's going to be another cuda. That cuda might have eaten my yellowtail. I think that's what happened on that one. So I'll just show him to you here. It's not too big. I'm going to let him go. Thank you for the shower. Did he get my truck hook? No. I think we're going to be able to release him pretty easily. All right, so let's do that. Let's get the little release tool here. Oh, he released himself. All right. Thank you for that. All right. All right, so show you real quick the rig. There's a circle hook, stinger, treble hook. Okay, so I'm gonna get one of these live hooks. This guy, I need something to grab onto. Those faces are broken, so you need I got a live one. Here. All right, so we're gonna butterfly them in the back. Only about, I'd say about 3 inches, 2 or 3 inches, about there. Not too far, because the yellowtail, they'll just eat that whole piece off. And I want them to do that, but I want them to hit the treble hook, which I'm going to hide behind those flaps. Okay, going to break off the back, break off the beak, and we're going to center this, come up from the bottom. All right, and you're going to try to center that. Feel it with your finger as it comes out. All right, it should be like that, right there. Okay, and then the bottom here, we're going to stick it right in there, just like that. Okay, and let's go reset this. Let's go get them suckers. They're biting big time, guys. Now we got somebody aboard here. Moved some spots. That feels more like a mutton there. Definitely feels more like a mutton. Wow, got more oomph to it. Alright, good. It's a keeper. Over about, what did I move to? I moved to about 130 feet now. A little ledge over here. I started marking some fish. So I hit it. Little ballyhoo, like I showed you how I rigged. And took 2 thumps on the bottom. Boom, boom. And we got somebody coming. It's just heavy now, so maybe a red grouper. Maybe a red. I hate speculating, but it's just dead weight, man. He ain't fighting all that much. Now the treble hook could mess him up, you know. Catches him sideways. Today's been one of those days, man, when I've caught cudas doing this, which is not normal. There you go. It's not normal for me to catch a cuda. He's up in the back there, spinning around. Looks like a mutton to me. Oh, shoot. Oh, he just got eaten. It was actually a yellowtail, an enormous yellowtail. And that was a really big cuda, man. Woo! Man. It was an enormous yellowtail. Dang it. I could still see it back there. Darn it. Oh well. Come off the bottom. Big slam. Alright, the last one got slurped by a cuda right on the surface, so we're not going to play with this guy. And if that's another yellowtail, oh my god. Last one felt like a mutton, and it was a humongous yellowtail. We'll never exactly know. This guy's a tail, man. He's swimming up. But I know now that these cudas are up here waiting. So we're going to crank like hell. Let me tell you, he's heavy. Man, he slammed it. Very yellowtail-like. This guy's just swimming straight up. Come on, baby. We got to get this flag up in here. All right. We got to transition quickly here. Get this guy up here. No messing around. I see him. And it's going to be actually a mutton snapper. What a guy. I think he might be close to legal, guys. I think that guy might be close to legal. There you go. Let's go measure him. We'll take the 18 inches today. Oh yeah. Guys, a little bit more than 18, maybe close to 19. We'll take him. on the treble hook. There you go, guys. Get the sun in there. There you go. Beautiful fish. All right. Let's keep cranking them out. Lord, no. Oh, he just came off, I think. He's still on there. I don't know now. I think I lost him. Yeah, I think I lost him. He's still there. I think it's just the. Here he goes. It's a little heavier there now. Oh, they chopped him. That's what happened. somebody took his tail, took his propeller away. I felt them get grabbed. It's a nice fish. Nice. It's a nice one there. That would have been 20 inches all day. Okay. Took my treble hook. All right. Yeah. Alright. It's a nice fish. I'm calling yellowtail on this one, maybe. No, he smacked it. Running out of daylight, guys. Oh, there. Oh, there he is. There he is. There he is. Dragging him in here. Up. Look at this tail's man. Swimming right at me. Yeah. Yeah. Right there. Right. That's what I'm talking about. She is. That's how you do it. There's no it's done. There he is. There he is. Let's slack up. Alright. Send us home. Just swimming up. I keep cranking so he comes straight up. Crank, crank, crank. Alright. That's it. Send us home right here. Beautiful. Perfect day. More like a mutton. Oh, he's swimming up now. Maybe a big tail. Oh, it's a big tail, guys. Yep. Yeah, there it is. Gotta love it. Fine yellowtail. Look at that bad boy. That's a target species. That's what we came here for. And we're done. All right, folks. That's a wrap. As you can see, it's dark. Yeah. Let me show you what we got in the box before I head in. Show you what we were able to get today. It's a good box. I hadn't been out doing the yellowtail in a while. Actually, I've just been focusing on the muttons, and so check it out. Did get this enormous cuda. It's got to be 25 pounds at least. My neighbor loves those things, so I'm going to go take it to him. And we got some small muttons. They were small. They were just legal. I'll take what I can get, man. Got these nice flag yellowtails. Look how big these suckers are. They are beautiful, man. Got my limit. Got 10 snappers. They're all floating up in there somewhere. So, yeah, it's a phenomenal day. Very, very happy to be able to do that again. So, it's a beautiful thing. Thanks for joining. Please hit the like button and subscribe. I love making these for you. Take care. Bye-bye.